like to just pick up quickly on what Mohammed was saying there about the increased Israeli settler raids and this talk of the annexation of the occupied West Bank. It's something we heard Donald Trump recently say to reporters, don't worry, it's not going to happen. But then we get a statement from Netanyahu on Sunday saying that Israel is a sovereign country. They decide their own security policies. How true is that, though, given that relationship with the United States?
I mean, the West Bank has been annexed unofficially for years. I mean, in some ways, the official annexation, if it ever happens, is not hugely important. Obviously, it's significant in terms of how Israel and the West would potentially see the endless occupation of Palestinian territory. But as you say, the practical reality on the ground, which has been for years, but hugely accelerated in the last 2 years since October 7, has been on one hand a Gazification, a massive amounts of ethnic cleansing. Tens of thousands of Palestinians have been forcibly removed from their lands. Settlers working with Jewish militias and the IDF. There essentially is no protection for Palestinians who live there. And in fact, the aim really of this policy is not dissimilar to the Israeli policy in Gaza, which is the ultimate goal is to have no Palestinians there, or as few as possible, which has really been the goal for decades. And if you can't remove all Palestinians in one go, you do it incrementally, step by step by step, making life so intolerable. And that's essentially what's been happening in the West Bank. And I fear that there's kind of this illusion when Donald Trump says, oh, trust me, I promise the Arab countries annexation won't happen, when the facts on the ground speak to a different reality. Annexation is happening in real time. If there is a belief among some in the Arab elites that Trump can be trusted or Israel can be trusted, the so-called vision here is something, so we're told by Jared Kushner, is like Dubai. Now, Dubai and the UAE, to be clear, are cities built by slaves, mostly from Southeast Asia, and developed by slaves and maintained by slaves. When I mean slaves, I mean slave labor. This continues to this day in much of the Gulf states, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, etc. This is the so-called American and Arab vision, Gulf vision for Gaza, which is frankly something I would argue the majority of Palestinians would refuse.